Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest episode of AMC's Fear the Walking Dead. I just got done watching the brand new episode a few moments ago, got a lot to say about it, and as per usual, please be warned this is a spoiler-filled episode review. Again, if you're not caught up on this episode of Fear the Walking Dead or the past two episodes, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers. So, you have been warned. That being said, let's dive right into it. Wasn't my favorite episode. I had a few issues with it in general, but overall, I liked it. It had its moments. I loved how it had like a message of hope behind it, or how greatness inspires others, where Alicia was inspired by Wes's words when she realized he was the one painting the trees. If you're reading this, you're still here, which was super reminiscent of Madison. And of course, I got to immediately be suspicious that Madison was still alive. In fact, I will continue to believe that until they prove me otherwise. But and then Morgan was inspired by Alicia painting the tree, finally opening up to Al about his wife and son's death. And then this episode did a good job of showing just the drive and determination that drives these people, because there were at least two instances of extreme pessimism in the face of extreme optimism. The confrontation between Morgan and Logan, with Logan arguing about why it's stupid what they're doing with trying to help people and whatnot, how fruitless it is. And then Wes arguing with Alicia about how eventually you have to kill, that's just the way things are. Everybody has to kill in this world, kill or be killed. And then it's they will not back down from their sentiment. And I really respect and admire the hell out of that even in the face of total adversity, our characters are able to stand their ground and stand up for what they believe in, literally and metaphorically fight for it. And I also thought it was cool how they confirmed right away that Wes wasn't going to be some kind of spy or infiltrator for Logan and his gang, because when they first met each other, I thought it was kind of hinted at that that's what Logan was telling Wes to do, was to make friends with these people and then feed him information. But obviously that isn't the case here at all. Wes was just a guy trying to survive and trying to hang on to something that reminded him of a dead brother. And he survived this episode, so he very well could return for at any moment for the rest of this season. I also thought it was pretty cool and smart that he was holed up in a police station of all places. That's a good place to hold up it if you're gonna live out the apocalypse. So that was smart. And then I like how Alicia found herself at the end of the episode. She was going through a bit of a slump because of her recent bout with she had that radiation scare where she thought she got toxic walker blood in her mouth and she was going to die from radiation poisoning. She very well could, but she's not showing sign or symptoms yet. But, I'm glad that, she finally kind of snapped out of it and now she's back to her normal self, because I thought to myself, oh man, I really hope they don't make Alicia, watered down, or it's she's not going to become the badass warrior that she's turning into. And then at the end of the episode, oh good, she's back. Okay, so it's just for this episode, she was kind of in a slump and now she's back. Great, that's great. So yeah, not my favorite episode, but there were some great dialogue moments. I loved the confrontation between Morgan and Logan, and it was also pretty evident that this episode did show us two things. Number one, Logan and his crew are definitely determined to find those oil fields at any and all costs, and it might not necessarily be for their own selfish reasons. They very well could have their own mission as well. It might not necessarily be a goodwill mission like Morgan and his allies, but they could very well have a mission of their own as to why they need to find these oil fields. So this episode established that, and it also established that all it takes is a certain memory trigger to really piss off Morgan and bring him back to the edge of darkness that he had been living in when he first ran into Rick way back in season 3. Because obviously, Logan taunting him about his wife and son's deaths really brought out, a beast trust in him, and he very well could have easily killed Logan by shoving his stick through his throat, but he restrained himself just enough not to do that. So that was interesting, and that was also good to know that's still in there. That's still an inner demon that Morgan needs to deal with. But by the end of this episode, he seems willing to open up to Al about it, so that's good. Not my favorite episode, but it wasn't terrible either. Next week's episode looks more promising, though. I will probably miss that because I will be going on vacation tomorrow for about 2 weeks, and I will most likely miss the next 2 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead, so keep that in mind. There will be a delay in uploading my reviews. Alright guys, what did you think of tonight's episode? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? I want to hear your thoughts, feedback, and opinions down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Fear the Walking Dead airs new episodes every Sunday night on AMC. Don't miss them. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.